think you're absolutely right, Bill. I think you hit the nail on the head there. It would seem that this phenomenon not only is outside of the reality that we perceive, but they can manipulate it. They can manipulate our reality. And I don't just mean, in a physical form, such as, how they can seemingly walk through a wall, just like a ghost might walk through a wall, and pick a person up out of bed. Well, are they physical or non-physical? Well, they're both. And they seemingly can switch. And I think some of the UAP is also under the heading of the phenomenon itself. It's not simply just a craft it's carrying occupants. I think it's also wrapped around in this phenomenon as well, because I think just because we see a UFO, it doesn't mean it's physical in the sense. And this is why we might see them entering the sea or the oceans, and they don't leave a wake, or they're not making a splash, or you can see them on radar and then they disappear off radar, but they're still visible, or they go past aircraft and there's no wakes there, but they're physically being seen. But when we say what is real, we can't really say just by what we're seeing, our normal experiences, because there's been experiments when sometimes there's been things physically seen, but not physical in sense. So with the manipulation of this reality, and also we have these experiences called the Oz factor in the UK. That's the terminology, but basically it's like people. I'll give you a perfect example. There's a man and his wife and his daughter. They're going down the highway one day, and then they go off to town, and they're deciding to go do some shopping, and it's a busy high street. And they look up and they see a very large triangular object. It's huge. And they're thinking to themselves, suddenly it dawns on them when they're looking at this thing, everybody else should see this. They take their eyes off the object, look around. They're still on the high street, but there's no people, and there's no cars, no vehicles. There's nothing. There's just them. And they can't understand. They're looking around saying, well, what's happened? Where's everybody gone? And then they have this encounter, this experience. And then the next minute, they're back on the same place where they were, but this back to normal. It's like the vehicles are there and the people are there. It's like reality was altered, or they were taken out of reality.